everybody. I am welcoming you, YouTube right here and TikTok there. I'm welcoming everybody. I thank everybody already for joining me. And I have been scolded because I had someone join last night and didn't call out their name. They joined me on TikTok and I completely missed it. Y'all, I don't have the best eyes. So I tried to catch everybody when they pop in. So I'm going to tell y'all right off the bat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My partner in crime should be joining shortly. He said he was ready. So I don't see him popping up, but I am sure he is soon to join. In the meantime, to let y'all know what I'm going to talk about tonight, I wanted to share a heartfelt story that was shared with our community, and I want to share it with all of y'all. It is a story of inspiration, a story of triumph, and I hope a story that will encourage you to start generating income you control, to make up your mind that you will not rely on income that is solely tied to a job or a boss. You will get into the mindset. I see you. Hey, you will get in the mindset of generating income you control. This day and age, it is no longer an option. It is necessary for all of us to just go to start generating multiple streams of income if we're able, but to certainly jump into the space of generating another stream of income, regardless of how that comes in, to make sure you're not solely relying on a paycheck that is tied to a job or a boss. Because at any given moment, the person who has control over your financial stability and your financial security pretty much controls your life. I hate to make it that drastic, but y'all, that's the truth. Because if we get into a space where we're unable to function financially, where the pressure is so overwhelming. I told y'all last night that when we got under financial strains and financial stresses, it literally changed the DNA, my DNA makeup. It literally changed the person I was and the person I became. So I am so grateful that I didn't stay in that space, that I did not become rotten to the core because I was dealing with so many financial pressures. But tonight, I want to share with y'all the story of Daryl. He is the sweetest country boy I know in our community. He's from Tennessee, and back in 2023, he started hitting some spaces that were totally unexpected. He had worked at a job as a welder for 14 years, dedicated his life and his loyalty to that place of employment. Went in one day and he said he had already won accolades as Employee of the Month 3 times. Of course, had been given raises, and in his mind, he was climbing up the ladder. He was sure that the next move he made within that company was going to be supervisor. 14 years missing time with his family, his kids growing up kind of without him because he was out there trying to make ends meet. And he said, after working 70 to 75 hours each week, he would take home, after taxes and whatever else came out of his check, he was taking home $900. $900 a week for 70 to 75 hours. As a welder, I cannot even imagine that pressure. But in 2023, Daryl was told, he went in one day feeling good, feeling fine, just knowing, like I said, his next trajectory was going to be a supervisory role. He was going to be running the place. Went in one day, he was called into the boss's office. And instead of him being moved up or bumped up to another position, he was bumped out. They basically told him, yep, you've been loyal or whatever else, although you've been named Employee of the Month 3 times, although you've given 14 years of blood, sweat, and tears to this place of employment, the company has decided to go in another direction. And the direction we're going, you're not going. So we're moving on without you. That very day, he went in like I did. Like many of us, I'm sure, went into work one particular day, not seeing anything coming that was going to affect us negatively. He went in that day, totally unexpected, did not expect to be fired, did not expect to, even if he had to be let go, he didn't expect it to be as cold as it was. They didn't give him a severance package. They did not recognize for his time served. They did not acknowledge how valuable of an employee he was to say, well, we're going to let you work for a couple of weeks until you find something else. We're going to, because you've been so committed to us, we got to make this move, but we're going to be committed to you. We're going to make this transition as easy as possible. There was none of that. He went in, they basically told him, what you had, you no longer have, you're gone. And he lost his job for the next 3 weeks. I've never heard of anything like this in my life, but for the next 3 weeks, Daryl slept in his car in the woods in Tennessee. That was what he had to do. 11 months later, he moved into a homeless shelter with 16 other men. Not 11 months later, for the next 11 months. He was away from his family, lived in a homeless shelter with 16 other men. And he said he went online and started Googling and just searching for how to make money online. He was at his wits' end. He didn't know what else to do. So, in the midst of all that chaos, confusion, and turmoil, and feeling completely defeated, he did earn his insurance license. So, he began selling insurance products. And he happened to be in the home of one of his clients or his customers, and still in that mentally defeated state because his wife's car was about to be repossessed. They were behind on every bill they had due. He said they were 5 months behind on their car payment. So the next move was repossession. I told y'all I've had two cars repossessed, so I know how that part of his story feels. But the rest, I'm so grateful. I don't know that burden. I don't know that struggle. But while he was sitting there waiting for his client to go and get her payment for her insurance policy, he happened to be flipping online and he saw a post, Facebook, TikTok, wherever he saw it, of a woman saying something about making $600 in 2 hours. Are you interested in making $600 in 2 hours? He said he reached out to the woman. He was already at his wits' end. He felt like in this space he had lost everything, so he really didn't have anything else to lose by just taking the opportunity to reach out to this woman to ask her what in the world she was talking about. How in the world can anybody make $600 in 2 hours? Whatever it was she was peddling, he was with it. So he reached out to her. She shared with him the webinar, the same one of the same type of webinars I saw that my cousin shared with me, and I knew immediately, yeah, this was the place for me. Daryl said when she shared that, he reached out to her. She gave him additional information, invited him to the webinar. He saw Michelle, our founder and business mentor, sharing stories. He saw people from the community sharing stories about how much of a difference getting into this business had already made for them. So Daryl jumped in. He jumped in on the payment plan. He jumped in paying $75 for the program that he invested in. Instead of, now y'all see, I've gone over what we're supposed to do to complete our income earning activities in our 2 hours per day that we contribute every single day to build our business. He said instead of doing any of that, he was worse than I've been over this last year. But he said the only thing he did, he took one component of that 2 hour workday and he jumped in. Hello, my little sister. He jumped in and he dedicated his time. Of course, he was learning his business, but while he was learning, he was also committed to earning. So in 2 weeks' time, he only did classified ads, not paid for ads, free classified ads. And in 2 weeks, he made $5,000. Yes, you heard me right. Not one piece of content did he create. He knew nothing about creating content, like the majority of us did not know. He was a content consumer, like the majority of us were, knew nothing about content creation. So he took one of the components of our 2 hour workday and he began pasting, copying and pasting free classified ads. In 2 weeks' time, he made $5,000. In those 2 weeks, he caught up the payments they were behind, and then pent his ears back, went through the rest of the program, learned, showed up for every training available, followed 3 people online, 3 people who had already experienced success. He's like, if they've made it this far, that's who I'm watching. I'm not going to look at anything else. I got my blinders on. I'm solely focused on these 3 individuals who are already 6-figure earners. He focused in on them. He mimicked them. He learned their moves. He continued to learn the program. Like I've said many, many times, this is a program where you learn and you earn. They go hand in hand. He dug in. There was no stopping him. And those $5,000 he was able to make in the first 2 weeks, not creating one piece of content. He then started creating content. So he said from January 15th, I think, through the 30th or 31st, that was when he made his $5,000. He created his first piece of content the 1st of February. That was the first piece of content. 4 months in. 4 months in, dedicated to his 2-hour workday, incorporating all components of our 2-hour workday, that blueprint that we follow, that we master every single day, contributing 2 hours to our income earning activity. And I've mentioned before, those aren't just 2 straight solid hours. You can have pockets here, pockets there, wherever you get it in, where you can fit it in, as long as you do those activities every single day. You don't miss them. That is how you learn. That is how you build. That is how you grow. That is how you excel. But you commit to doing it every single day. Within 4 months, Daryl had already hit 6 figures. So we know for sure 6 figures, that's a minimum of $100,000. Within 4 months, being totally sold out, totally dedicated, he hit $100,000. This upcoming January, in just a few weeks, not January 1st, because he joined the middle of January. This coming January, so right now we're tabulating at less than 2 years. In less than 2 years, this man went from sleeping in the woods in his car, feeling hopeless, feeling defeated, feeling like a failure who let down his wife and his children, not being the head of his household. He went from that. And in less than 2 years, he has earned in this program, incorporating all that we're taught every day, 4 components to build our business. He went from being homeless, living in the car, living in the woods of Tennessee. He said there are about 800 people in his city. That's where he was. But where he is now, he has made over $800,000 in this program, committed to doing our 4-step process of creating our income earning activities, committed to our income earning activities every single day, putting blinders to everything else, being committed to yourself, your family, your dreams, your vision, your goals. He is now sitting at $800,000 made online earning only. He has not earned money anywhere else other than in his business, right here within this program. He has earned $800,000 in less than 2 years. That is the power of what we have in our hands. We have the ability to change the trajectory of our family, to change the trajectory of where we currently are to where we want to go. That is within our hands. That's income we control. That is income generated, not tied to a boss or a job. That is income that can't be taken away from you when somebody else makes the decision that you are expendable and you are no longer worthy to work for their company. Whatever the situation is, that is money that you have made with your own tenacity, your own skill, your own drive, and your own determination. Nobody can ever take that away from you. The skills we learn, they never diminish, they continue to grow because we continue to commit to being lifelong learners. When there are industry standards that change within our community, we are taught to pivot and change with them. Couple months ago, when we didn't know what was going to happen on the platform on TikTok, our business mentor was already prepping us to go to other platforms. She poured into us and told us this is the kind of audience on this platform. Pivot your content to meet their needs and their expectations. If you are stuck and cannot pivot, you're going to get left behind. So she makes sure whenever there are changes within the industry, she will get industry leaders, platform developers to come and speak to us. We even have mindset training so that we know if you get that scared, that fear and defeated mentality, we have training and we have people to come in there and shake us up. There's no pacification allowed because that does not help to build us. That's what we're about, encouraging each other, building each other, and showing up for each other in whatever capacity is needed, in whatever capacity we're able, so that we continue to build and guard our community for elevation. That's what we're about. And I have shared Daryl's story. And if y'all want to hear his story from his mouth, I have created tomorrow. I have scheduled to release on my YouTube channel. So, any viewers on my YouTube channel, scheduled for, I think, a 10 o'clock or either a 9 o'clock release tomorrow morning. What are we talking about? December 28th. Scheduled to release tomorrow morning. I featured Daryl, and I didn't even capture his whole story because if I had captured his whole story, that video would have been about 20 minutes long. But I did capture the moments when he told about completely being dismissed by his company, a company he had given 14 years to, 14 years, 70 to 75 hours a week, not letting anything else disrupt his flow on his job because his job was paramount above all else because he knew he had to provide for his family. So, 14 years, 70 to 75 hours per week. That is what this young man gave. And when they decided he was expendable, all that he had given to them was irrelevant. It carried no weight because of the way they dismissed him. It pretty much broke him. He was devastated. The devastation of having to get over that somebody actually treated another human being that way, just dismissive, like Dexter, whatever the heck his last name was, in my situation, just dismissive, telling me my hours were going from 8 to 5 to 8 to 12 and get out, clock out at 12 o'clock. I think I took a breath. I may have swallowed, but I was not allowed to say a word. I was not allowed to question the decision. That is what it feels like when we are under the burden of someone else controlling our income. We really don't have any say. Now you can get sassy. You can, it's like, oh, if I'm going out, I'm going out. You can express yourself if you so choose, but you still need your job. You still need your reputation. So we have to suck it up. We have to bite our tongues, but feeling so dismissed and diminished in that moment is a feeling that, I mean, I'm sure y'all can see when I speak of it now, it still kind of hits me, right? It does. And that's just anger. I got over being hurt. I'm still pissed. I will forever be pissed about that because you just don't treat people, especially people who have been good to you and showed up for you. Now, yes, that was my duty and my obligation, but I did it with pleasure. I did it with joy. And I add value to any company I work for because that is my intention. I will work hard. I will work harder than the next because I want to represent well. But I digress. We're going to go ahead and talk about the difference. I just want to show some comparison. I'm going to do some comparing and some contrasting. And I see everybody can see my Vanna whiteboard, right? So, of course, if you're interested in doing what Daryl did, if you're interested in doing what I'm doing or what Daryl is still doing, if you're interested in our community at all and being a part of something that can change your life, if you allow it, if you commit to it, if you work for it, visit that website, that one right there. Visit that website, drop your email on my welcome page. You will start getting emails from me. You will also get a copy of that step-by-step blueprint that really works in any industry. And it tells you how to become present online. Even if you have a brick and mortar business, but you want to do marketing online, that step-by-step blueprint gives you straightforward steps to take in order to build your online presence so that your audience can be global or you can target it to a particular location, but you will be able to do marketing and promotions free of charge. Everything we do is free of charge. You do not add funds to this. You do not contribute any additional dollars to this business unless you choose to. That's at your discretion, but you do not have to ever put in another dollar to experience success. Everything we do is free of charge. Now, um, I want to show y'all. I mentioned a few days ago, I was comparing what I made when I was in MLM back in 21 and 22. Well, it was just for the year 2021 but made in MLM. I think I need to go back and pull up I don't want to knock anything down, but to try to be as accurate as possible. Hold on a minute, children. I'm going to get this out and be accurate. Yes, so here it is. So I was saying back in 2021, so from February, can y'all see that? From February 2021 through December 30th, 2021, that was 10 months. I made $3,000, no, $3,378.50 in a company that was a health and wellness company. Now, the company was literally on fire. I loved it. I loved the group I worked with. It gave me a social life. The sisterhood was through the roof. I really did enjoy them. But in 10 months, I made $3,378.50. These were the products I sold in order to make that $3,378.50. One product was $39.99, $42.95, $59.95, and $69.95. Now, people could go online, they could order those products, or if I sold pre-made products, they were 5 for $20. I sold detox tea. The detox tea that was pre-made was 5 bottles for $20. In order to get those to my customers, I drove. And I think that year in this block, I drove 814 miles. I believe that's what I can. Yeah, I'm so good. I drove 814 miles for delivery within that 10-month span. But for my products, I spent $4,399.08. Now, those were the products that I purchased in order to make $3,378.50. Those were my bottled products. Now, that was MLM. And in order to make money here, I had to invest money. Let's come down to DGC, where we have master resale rights. We are selling products, e-learning products, where we get 100% profit. So it's not like MLM. I don't have an upline, nor do I have a downline. I'm not answering to anybody else other than those who choose to hold me accountable. And for that, I'm grateful. But within our program, we have a 100, 300, 600, 900, and $1,400 program. So I'm able to sell all of this. I invested in this one time. I invested in this September 18th of 2024. October 3rd of 2024 is when I launched my business. Within 11 days of launching my business, I had made my initial investment of $900 back. A customer, Kelly in the Netherlands, saw my content or either saw one of my classified ads and chose to purchase the $900 program. So 11 days in, I made my money back. Now, we talked earlier, or I spoke earlier about Daryl. Don't y'all go away. I spoke about Daryl and his making $100,000 in 4 months off of these products. He had the $1, $3, $6, and $900 products. 4 months, he made $100,000. Let's go back up here to my original health and wellness products. If I were to make $100,000, in order to make $100,000 out of that $39.99 product, I would have to sell 2,500 units. $42.95, 2328, 2,328 units I would have to sell of this $42.95 in order to make $100,000. For the $59.95, I would have to sell 1,668 products. For the $69.95, I would have to sell 1,430 products. Now, that could be somebody going online and buying all of these products. Or I could purchase these products and go out and sell them to someone, deliver them to someone. That's a whole lot. That's a whole lot. Or my 5 for $20. I don't even want to think about how that's 50. The hell? That is that 5,000? It's too many. It's too many. That's too many. That's too many problems. Anyway, so if I'm trying to make $100,000 with the products I currently sell, our 4E learning products, and then this $1,400, that's because it's still the 4 products, but we have the products available in English and in Spanish. So when you purchase the $1,400 product, you open yourself up to a whole new world. And always remember, these products are available on payment plans. So wherever you choose to go in, the $900 program is where I joined. Before my second payment was due, I made my money back. Now, did I go ahead and pay it off? Nope, because I had 3 opportunities to pay that baby off, and I used all 3 of them. But I had made before my second payment was due. You stop that smiling at me, Melissa. Before my second payment was due, I had already made my investment back. Now, with these master resale rights, the products we're currently selling, if I were to hit $100,000 in 4 months, I would only have to sell 1,000 of the $100 programs. Yeah. The $300 programs, I would have to sell 333. The $600 programs, to get $100,000, 166 of them. The $900 programs, 111 of them. The $1,400 program, 71 of them. That's how much I would have to sell in order to hit $100,000. Do you see the huge gap in these products that were exceptional product. Y'all, these products were a gift from God. Literally, I stand by every last one of them. Use them all, love them all, starting to use them all again. Grateful they're back. But the products down here, 71. If I were to have two customers a month on this $1,400 program, in 6 months, I would hit $100,000. Two customers per month. And the programs literally sell themselves. The skill set, it was the skills that I learned within the $900 program that allowed me to generate $10,000 in 30 days. Now, the way I got them was certainly not following the four components of our 2 hour workday. I was nowhere near that. What I did was create trainings for 29 companies, 27 of them online, two of them in person. I created their training booklet. I created a video for them. So those are the items that I chose to do. And when I did, and y'all, it was during this time, started December 23rd, ended February 8th. December 23rd was my first training. My last training was on February 8th. And I have a full time job where I work 9 to 5 for someone else. So, needless to say, I did my trainings after hours and on the weekends. The only time I did not do a training was on Sunday. But on days that they were available, I did my trainings to accommodate my customers. I will never in my life do that again. Will I train? Yes, I still have my material. I create some great material. And that's only after being in this business for 2 months, but showing up for all of the trainings, going back and looking at all of the recorded trainings that I missed that were produced over the previous 2 years, showing up for everything, asking questions, not being shy to let them know how brand spanking new I was and completely oblivious to this business. I believe in asking questions. I told y'all, I'm not too proud to beg at all. If I'm going to benefit, you best believe I'm begging. So I had no problem showing my ineptitude and learning. That is what you have to do if you want to get better, if you want to be better. You take the time to learn. I poured myself into this business to absorb as much as I could. And it felt so good knowing I was feeding myself intellect. I was feeding myself a skill set that could not be taken away. It could only be added to and elevated. So, what I learned, I was able to teach others about growing their online presence, getting into this digital space so that their reach was greater for little of nothing. It only cost their time and their talent. As far as contributing dollars to promote their business online, they didn't have to do that because everything I showed them how to use free strategies and how to structure and how to reach out and provide value to customers so they were a step above their competition. That's what I learned within a 2 month period in this program. So the skills that you learn are incomparable. The support that you get from the community is incomparable. How we're taught to grow and elevate and to be better is incomparable. That is why I am so passionate about what I do. Other than getting people to understand the importance of generating income they control, because we cannot be at the mercy of anybody else. Y'all, our lives are too important. The lives of our family members, those we love, those we care for, they are way too important to be at the mercy of someone else, especially someone you think you know, someone you think is as loyal to you as you are to them. When it comes to crunching the numbers, when it comes to being disposable, yeah, yeah, we're going to get the short end of the stick because we're not running it. But when you own your own business, when you take the time to invest in yourself, when you take the time to bet on you, you don't push all of that back. I love the fact that I have money coming in from my job. I love the fact that I don't live paycheck to paycheck and my job pays my bills and helps to take care of my family. I love that. I'm appreciative of all of that, but I'm also appreciative of the fact that I have gotten into the mindset, and I've had this mindset, but I have gotten into the mindset of knowing that I cannot rely on the stability of someone else. I have to rely on the stability of myself. Facts, baby girl, you're right. I certainly have to lie on the fact on the ability of myself because I know I can trust me. And I love the people I work with, y'all. I do. I love them dearly. I appreciate them. I totally appreciate the opportunities that I've been given. But at the same time, I'm not blind to the fact that I need something else. I need a level of comfort that's within my control, in my hands, that I'm literally going to put my hands to the plow and generate that income. That's the only thing I want everybody to do. And again, I don't care how small it is. I don't care how insignificant you think it is. And I've told you before, if y'all reach out to me, we will walk hand in hand to create your first digital product. And y'all, if it's 75 cents and you you put that price on whatever product you create, and when somebody sees and recognizes your talent, your skills, your experience, and whatever it is you've created, they find value in it. They push that button to buy your product for 75 cents. That is a breath of fresh air. That is a feeling of accomplishment, and it's not minimal because you know you did it and you know that somebody else found value in it. How do you feel when somebody recognizes and finds value in you and appreciates you? They let you know you matter. Y'all, that is one of the greatest feelings for me. For somebody to let me know I matter, for somebody to let me know I made a difference in their life. Because I've told y'all I have a servant's heart. I am here to serve. So if I know that I've accomplished that thing, I am thrilled. I am thrilled beyond belief. So just letting all of you know, I wanted to do a contrast and comparison tonight to let you know that yes, you're able to build in any capacity, but look at the amount of effort, the amount of time, in addition to in this area, you've got to spend money in order to make money down in these streets. You spend money one time. If you don't choose to invest anything else other than your time and your talent, you're still going to elevate as long as you put the commitment in it. And that's it. That's all, y'all. That's all I got for you tonight. Like I said, if you want to hear Daryl's story, and I'm telling y'all want to hear his story, whew, it is so motivating. If you want to hear where he was and where he is, and the fact that he felt completely defeated, but he looked defeat in the face and said, "Not me," and went for what he believed in. And what he believed in was himself. He knew that he deserved better. He knew that he was not going to give up until he reached better. And that's what I want all of us to do. Reach for better. Reach for victory in every area of your life because you can. Nobody can hold you down but you. When you see something that is facing you, stare it right back in the face and say, "Not this day, not tomorrow either. I will be victorious in this space, regardless of what it looks like." You walk in your victory because you've been created for greatness. You've not been created to be walked on or walked over or overlooked. You have been created to achieve. You come from good stock. Don't let anything shake you. Don't let anything rattle you. You stand on your own ground and refuse. I don't care what it looks like, y'all. If you like me, you don't walk by what it looks like. You walk by faith. You believe in whatever you believe in and know that you deserve the victory in that space. I don't care what it is. Nothing is bigger than you unless you allow it to be. Know this, nothing is bigger than you are unless you allow it to be. So walk in your greatness. Walk in your victory. Make the decision that in this space, regardless of what comes, if something shakes around you, let it shake around you. Don't let it shake you. Do what you need to do. Build income you control. Build income you control. Get it in your own hands. That's it, y'all. I done preached for the night. I'm tired. I'm ready to get me some water. Excuse me, y'all. All right. I thank everybody for joining. Hey, Ronnie Doc, thank you for joining. I thank y'all for joining me tonight. I thank you for showing up. I hope I have delivered something to encourage you. I hope I have given you options. And I hope I have put enough into you to let you know that you can do whatever you choose to do. And don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. All right, y'all. Let's get ready to rest. Y'all be good. Check out 9 o'clock tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time, or maybe 10. You know what? I said 9, so I'm going to go back and make sure it's scheduled for 9 o'clock tomorrow. If you want to hear Daryl's story, join my YouTube page. The link is in my description. If y'all are on YouTube, y'all already here. Oh, y'all are already here. That's where I'm looking. 9 o'clock tomorrow. The title is He Did Everything Right and Lost It All Overnight. Why income you control matters. You will see the thumbnail is of a homeless man that says from homeless to 18,000 in less than 2 years. Yes, that's what you look for tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. All right. Listen for Daryl's story. It will move you, it will encourage you, and it will let you know you can do. If you hit rock bottom, look up and get up. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a wonderful evening, everybody. Take good care. I'll see y'all again tomorrow. I don't know what time it'll be in the evening, but certainly on these here channels. All right. Y'all have a great evening. Bye.